All right, well, let's get into this.
Okay.
Yeah? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You first.
Me first.
Get into it.
All right. I want to start off with talking about your new monthly that you're doing.
Oh yeah, at the Vanguard.
Vanguard, yeah.
No, it's gonna be a really good idea. You know, we're gonna try to bring as many artists into the show and try to get as many people involved as possible. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever gone down to the art crawl down there. You know, they start down at the Tulsa Living Arts, and then they start just bouncing from restaurant to club to there's a glass blowing gallery down there and a chocolate making factory kind of down there. So, you know, people get drunk and they go out and look at cool art. Some people buy art. You know, it's a really fun time. And, Vanguard sits right in the middle.
Yeah,
you know,
it really does.
And, I want to get, like I said, as many people involved in this as possible. So, you know, we're going to be doing like a 18 and up kind of event. You know, it's going to be free for 21, but it's going to be $5 for 18 and up. You know, so we can also host certain 18, 19, 20-year-old painters.
Cool.
Sculptors, jewelry, pottery, photography, everything. You know, it's going to be open to all mediums.
Cool.
I got a couple of really, really, really good artists picked out for the opening night.
Right.
Really, it's hard to describe both of their styles. They're both on opposite sides of the spectrum. You know, they both do color and charcoal, but you know, just their artwork that they design themselves is just in two completely different universes. So it's going to be really interesting to see. And Vanguard is so big, and you know, that's the one thing that we're looking for with the artist. You know, main thing I'm telling people is show. You know, think about presentation. You know, you get either side of the building, and I don't know what the square footage is of that, but you know, we're talking at least 16 feet in length of display area. You know, so the bigger the pieces, the better it's going to look overall. You know, better for people's eyes to kind of you know, something magical to look at.
So the first show is going to be you and Jitsu, right?
Right. I'm going to be hosting. I'm still deciding whether or not I want to bring another person on as a permanent resident and then filter out guests that way, or just handle it myself and then just bring in one guest each month.
Yeah.
You know, main concern right now is filling up all the months with artists, getting all that lined up. You know, especially with it'll be easier after Mayfest, but with Mayfest coming up right now, there's a lot of people who are giving their thought to that in Blue Dome.
Yeah. Well, Milo would definitely be someone to talk to about the artist situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know a bunch of them.
There you go. You got to send them my way.
Right.
Especially anybody who hasn't ever done like a gallery showing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, we can find them.
Because, you know, it's open to all mediums. You know, painting, pottery, sculptures, jewelry, photography, whatever other kind of art you can think of.
Right on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's going to be...
I have a mother-daughter show for April.
Interesting.
Lined up. Yeah.
What does that entail?
They're both pretty talented painters. The mother is also super skilled charcoal artist, so I think that'll be kind of interesting. Have a family presentation.
Yeah.
So are you keeping the art up during the music part of the show as well?
Yes. Okay. The way that the show is going to go is from 6:30 to 9 o'clock. It'll be like a silent showing where the bar will kind of provide mood appropriate music, and then from 9 to 2, myself and whoever I have as a guest will then fill up the music portion of the night.
That'd be really cool.
And this is starting February? It is
March
March
6th.
March 6th. Okay.
I figured, February is just too soon to kind of organize something along this kind of lines. I need some time to kind of build a calendar so that we're not kind of rushing super fast, kind of, who can be here.
Right.
Yeah. And you got to give plenty of time to, advertise and get the word out too.
Right. Well, they put out those flyers at all the bars and whatnot, and then they put out the ads in the what is it now? Tulsa Voice,
Yeah, the voice now. Yeah.
Urban Pulse. Is that what that one? The other one is the one that actually shows like the music, where the music is.
Oh, the Urban Tulsa?
No.
It is Pulse, I think.
Oh, right.
Crap, I feel bad. I can't even think of what it is.
I can't think of what it is either. It's really not that. It's for some reason it's not as popular as the Tulsa Voice. It's not.
Right.
It's not as widely distributed.
Yeah,
But that's where all the bars and the clubs advertise at. So Tulsa Art Crawl will be able to get their advertisements in there for the March show, and
Okay.
It'll be a really, really fun, interesting night with a bunch of really good music and a bunch of interesting art to look at.
Well, and we were talking too before about just how great a space the Vanguard is.
Yeah.
I mean, their sound system is killer.
Killer.
And just, great open room area and whatnot. So it's cool to see, like I said, to see DJ shows getting back there.
Right, and that's one thing that I think that the owner is, open to.
Yeah.
Is, not having to rely on, well, I got to have this 5-piece band and, they might only play for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Then they'll need to take like a 30, 45-minute break.
Yeah.
With the DJ, sit them up there for an hour. They get somebody else to come in, take a break, go to the bathroom, go get another drink, go hang out, mingle, and get back up there and play again and whatnot. So, I'm really glad that he's starting to do that again.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, the space is just fantastic.
Yeah.
It's huge. Mm-hmm. It's huge. If it's, what is it? 200 people up in there? Something like that?
Yeah, pretty
Right, at
easily.
least, yeah.
At least. Yeah. Well, what other shows or monthlies or anything you got going on right now?
I also do the first Saturday of every month at Electric Circus
Right.
alongside my other residents, DJ Kylie and DJ Absurd, which is Kylie Wells and Sam Edwards.
Yeah.
Kylie's there every Saturday.
Yeah.
So this is one where her, I, and Sam, can get together and, for the most part, the nights here, I think we were talking earlier, there's a extended period of time where when everybody wanted to go out to the bars and the clubs and whatnot, there was a mindset where they wanted to rage. They wanted to hear really aggressive sounding music.
Yeah.
As far as like in the electronic world, they want to hear that heavy electro or that heavy dubstep or, now it's trap,
Yeah.
And there's been this resurgence in kind of the deeper side of music, the kind of chiller music. And I think everybody's inner BPM is kind of slowing down. They're kind of like, well, the party can't last all the time. We just need good music to listen to and kind of bob our heads to. And that's kind of what we do with this night. We mainly focus on a lot of indie dance, a lot of deep house, a lot of new disco. And then as the night progresses, we start, playing the mashups and dubstep and the trap and the heavier sounding music, just because that's where the energy is set at. And you want to kind of build it up and kind of keep it there, keep people happy and whatnot. But it's called New Jack Hustle, man. It's super fun. This one coming up on February the 7th. Yes, February the 7th is going to be a stoplight theme. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a stoplight party. So everybody basically gets color labeled when they come through the door. And I think that's a perfect idea for a pre-Valentine's Day kind of party.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship, take red. Taken, off the market. You're in a relationship, but you're not so certain, you take yellow.
Huh.
It's complicated. But you're open to suggestions. Who knows? And of course, green is single and ready to mingle.
Interesting.
So we're going to have somebody set up right there at the front door, kind of banding everybody as they come in.
Huh.
I think it's going to be a really, really fun, interesting evening.
Yeah, that's really
That does sound interesting.
Yeah.
What color would you be?
I would go ahead and take a yellow just so I don't have people trying to talk to me all night.
Good call.
You
Yeah.
know?
No, but yellow is it's complicated, but you're open. So that leads to
It's
question.
complicated because I probably don't want to talk to you.
Well, I
probably
could see
what-
too.
But you're also open. So
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I
I'd
would
go full on red.
I would totally deserve a green. I guess technically, I just don't
Right.
want to. I don't want to have a green one on me. Like, I don't want to look too available.
you got to wear that
know?
proud. You got to wear that green one proud.
No, I'd lie and I wouldn't do it.
You could lie. So once they get their color band or whatever, so I guess this is what's the word? I mean, it's a theme party, but have you done one before, or is it just
No. I'm going to try it out.
I wonder what.
I'm going to try it out. And I thought I've
Yeah.
seen, a little kind of advertisement or a stupid meme on Facebook. And I thought, man, that's actually a really good idea for a party.
Yeah.
So, and what better date to do it than the weekend before Valentine's Day?
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if somebody needs somebody to spend it with. Like, well, come here, you sexy little green.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I wonder how that will really change the dynamic and the environment for that show.
Yeah,
It'll
make it weird.
Nah.
It'll make it interesting.
Interesting is a
Weird,
better
though,
word. Not
right?
weird.
Yeah.
Not weird. I think fun, interesting.
Yeah.
I like weird though, so weird would be good.
I'll be rocking the green proud.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You're gonna be rocking the green.
I had a couple of people ask me like, well, what if I want all three colors? I said, well, why do you want all three colors? For my split personalities.
Right.
Well, hey, I don't want to get into one argument and then have to get into two other arguments. So.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, if I was there and saw somebody with a yellow band or something, I'd just be like, you know what? If it's complicated, it sounds like I don't want to get involved with that. Like, it's almost like, okay, you just weeded yourself out. Thank you.
But, okay, let's say, I'm going to lay it down for you.
All right.
Okay? Hypothetical scenario.
Okay.
Okay? Show up, not knowing. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, okay, green. I'll rock the green. But you spot from through the darkness and through the fog, see somebody who you know from, and somebody who you've been interested in.
Okay. Yeah.
And you see they're wearing a yellow. What do you do? What do you do? You've been interested in this person.
That's
Now
true.
they're advertising, hey, it's complicated. What do you do?
That's a good point.
Tulsa's so small, it's everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody
Yeah,
here.
that's so true.
You know, I changed
true.
my mind. I think I want all three colors, and I want them to be like I can change them out. So like,
We go into a different
Like a
room as a
reversible-
different color.
Oh, yeah. I see where you're going with this.
Or you see somebody walking up and you're like quickly changing it. Like,
right? Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know about
friend.
that. I might think some nefarious activities going on.
But it absolutely would be at that point.
What's going on with this guy here?
Yeah,
Some kind
what's
of
he up to?
shady business.
He didn't even want to talk in the first place. Now it's just getting really weird.
I'm telling you, it'll be a weird party.
Well, let's go to it.
It's gonna be a weird
Yeah.
party. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun. It's gonna. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. Circus just got the new subs in too.
Really?
You been there recently?
Uh-uh.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Nice.
In there, it doesn't sound like a bunch of monitors.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while. I think the last time I went was with you.
With me,
Yeah.
that was a while ago.
Well, here's y'all's excuse
Yeah,
to,
we're gonna check it out
to
again.
reunite,
Yeah.
squat up.
Yeah. Did you say squat up?
I did. I said squat up.
I like to squat down.
No, squad.
Squat
Oh.
with a D.
Squat.
Squat up.
Is that similar to hiking a leg?
Pretty much. Yeah. More or less.
Melanie has selective hearing, so
I really
Kinda
do.
hears what she
actually.
wants.
That's all right.
I try to put it together, but
It's all right.
So how long have you been playing electronic music?
Ooh. I am going on 10 years now.
Nice.
I'm going on 10 years. I got my start with breaks. And
Okay.
then, kind of just ventured back down, like we were talking about earlier, when the electro house and the tech house, and electro tech house, all hit the
Yeah.
market. All those little subgenres all got super popular right there when they were first getting going. That's where I ended up gravitating down to, but when I got started, there was no Serato,
Right.
and CDJs were, man, about as much as 2000s are today.
Yeah.
They were, and we're talking just 800s. they were pricey. So, to get a stack of records, man, you need a good chunk of change, So I picked some up here and there. Breaks were the chunk that I ended up having the most of, and then I ended up getting that whole stack stolen. Yeah. I had to do a show down in Dallas, and I stayed at a friend's apartment. Left the next morning, completely forgot my bag in the guy's apartment, and of course I'd already gotten like 2.5 hours down the road, and I get a phone call a couple weeks later. Dude, I'm so sorry. I was just like, oh no. I knew it already. They were gone. So
Yeah,
and then
that
on the house, and then what was it? 4 years later, Serato came out. So now it's like it's all over the place now.
Yeah.
No barriers.
Right. So what are you playing on right now then?
I am playing on Pioneer DDJ SX.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved away from the vinyls. And I was a real. I to this day I still think I'm a purist when it comes to vinyls. I still prefer the feel, the action, the sound of playing with the turntables and playing with actual vinyl records. But what I don't like, and a part of my body thanks me every day that I made that transition over to a controller, and that's my back. Because when you're lugging a couple 40-pound turntables with 30-pound cases and 20-pound mixer,
Crates of records.
Yeah. It's just even with Serato too. Even backpack with your computer and your control vinyls. Still, just the weight, having to cart around the weight of the turntables and the mixer all the time when you could just have this one unit. It's all in one piece.
Yeah.
One box, one piece. One extra bag for your computer and your cables and whatnot, and your hard drives, and that's it. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Cables are in your bag. Plug and play.
And then you were talking about getting back and scouting out for some more vinyl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was, we were talking about earlier, I had ran into that misfortune of house getting broken into, and I played that fundraiser show right after that Eli and Angie and the Turned Up guys threw for me. And, I ended up playing all my old records, but I had just recently gone crate digging at a friend's house. He was trying to get rid of some, for like $1 a piece, something like that. And I found some great ones, some Jackson 5, some old Bee Gees. I found the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever on vinyl.
Nice.
That's awesome.
The Thriller album. So all kinds of that old, late 70s and early 80s sounding disco and funk and early hip hop kind of sounding records that all kind of mashed together in that time frame. So that's what I'm wanting to get back into collecting again. Like I would love to have a whole stack of 45 soul funk disco records. But there's 3 places here in Tulsa to buy records, and they're just like empty your wallet right now for one record. They Starship, man.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where the other 2 places are because I've already heard that they're just like outlandish with their prices.
Well, and I haven't checked the prices on Holy Mountain, but that's we were talking about Jay Hancock. He opened that place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been meaning to go check out Holy Mountain because Dark, who said he went there and found some really neat, up-to-date kind of, I think he found a Daft Punk record there, and then he found a Disclosure record there.
Nice.
So, he found some really kind of good-sounding records there in a shop in the middle of America. You don't think, you're gonna of course see a whole bunch of rock and of all varieties and blues and jazz and country, some hip hop. You won't find too much of really good sounding electronic records.
Right.
So
It's very true. And Jay's not really into, so much of the real house or electronic music stuff, but he is really good with his, music collection. It's something he does really well. So having that flavor in a shop is really cool.
You got to think who's the main clientele for vinyl stores nowadays.
Right.
You know, scarf wearing hipsters.
Right.
You know, they've got their vintage 1972 Technique turntable. You know,
Yeah.
like, they have to always listen to their music via turntables. You know, that's the driving force between the vinyl craze right now. I was reading an article on, where was that? Financial Business Times or something like that.
Okay.
It's talking about the vinyl fad,
The resurgence.
quotations, you know, the resurgence of it and how it's, you know, it's here for right now, but it is definitely not a long-lasting.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a long-lasting fad, you know, because vinyl's a dying format, and again, you have to be a purist. So basically, what it's saying is when the hipster trend dies out, vinyl goes with it. Basically,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is it ever going to die out?
With the hipster?
when a new trend comes along, possibly,
Yeah.
because the hipsters already know what's coming up. Because you know, it's not uncool yet.
They knew about it
It's not
yesterday.
mainstream. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They knew about it yesterday. As soon as we find out,
Yeah.
it's too many people.
Right?
It's too mainstream now.
So how do we break that cycle?
Got to come up with a new trend. It's like a viral video.
Yeah. But it's just always changing. I mean, it just evolves into the next viral video. You know what I mean? There's always one trending.
The hipsters will find it first again.
I think we should make I think we should bring back
I'm always the last to know.
the whirly bird hat. Bring back that trend.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
We could pull it
Walking
off.
to the bar and you got the hat with the clapping hands. You know? With the little string on the side.
Now that's a theme party we should host.
Dude. Instead of ugly sweater party, ugly hat party.
Ugly hat party.
Ugly hat party.
That would be
Yeah.
interesting.
Some cat in the hat hats walking.
Yeah, you could get crazy with that. So many hats out there.
I always wanted one of those that had like the beer holders on the side or the can holders on the side, and you had that straw goes down.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, but not. You know.
Those are only viable if they're self-reloading.
True.
Who wants to go through the trouble like, oh man, I got to restring the straw back through the beer, you know, and then you God, you spilled it on me, you know.
Everybody just uses Camelbacks now.
Oh, there you go.
We're
Yeah.
walking around drinking wine or whatever it is out of it.
Then you're like, I have to drink my beer out of a straw, which is just weird.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
the
that is
worst.
strange.
That's
Never
the worst.
works.
Only weird people drink their beer out of straws.
Absolutely.
They do.
Yeah, we just lost one listener.
So now we're down to 0.
We got 3 left. Nobody say anything else. We don't
Yeah.
want to offend anybody
We're
else.
offending everybody.
Hey, if it's not offensive, it's not interesting, right?
It's very true. I agree.
Like 99.9% of our podcasts are.
What else do you say to somebody who drinks their beer from a straw?
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
I don't know. What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, bro, you having a good time?
Oh, shit.
It'd only be cool if they were drinking it from one of those, like,
Crazy straws?
crazy straws,
Yeah.
you know, with the glasses
Yeah.
and everything. Go around the whole face. Got a whole mustache that just kind of comes down and boom.
I want there to be a tie too.
Yeah. A bow tie that shoots water.
You know how long it would be to, like, suck a drink through that straw if there was a tie with it?
Oh, wow.
That's fine.
At this point, we just
gotta
want to
work
see it
for
happen.
it.
Yeah. You know, really work that straw.
You like put your tongue on it after so you can like get another like
Just plug it up.
you can breathe
plug
for a
it.
second, yeah, and hold the liquid where it is. You know, it's gonna take that long. Like,
We gotta create this scenario. This person would not need a bracelet at the bar.
No, I can picture it right now. You're sitting at the bar. You got your can of beer. You got your your crazy straw with the glasses and a tie.
your can of beer
And
should
a tie.
also be like 2 or 3 seats down.
That's right. But
Start drinking somebody else's drink.
same time, you're also sitting there with your clappy hand hat.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Gotta have that.
I was thinking of like a dude trying to look really cool, even though he looks super ridiculous.
Why is the beer so hard on the bar?
Because of the
She
straw.
can't even hold it together.
The straw has to be.
The straw has a tie, so at least you look, professional. You look professional while you're doing it.
I think it should like come out of the beer, form like a sailboat, then come over and
In a bottle.
yeah, in a bottle, and then that's good.
That's almost too
We can use
majestical to drink out of. It
And then
deserves a framing.
Yeah.
It
It
goes
really
into the glasses and the tie, maybe some headgear into his mouth. Like,
We're talking about a scene.
This beer's going to be hot.
yeah.
That's how you drink it.
Create a play with
Even
the
have
straw.
have shades in the glasses.
I think, okay, let's take this.
Sitting at a bar.
Let's take this to a next step,
That's
though.
good.
I think it should be.
Yeah, you did.
There's another step.
Yeah, where's
Yes.
it going to go from there?
Okay, somehow we have to take.
Like you
Building a
should-
ziggurat.
Well, as I say, we have to take that and mix it with. Oh, now I'm trying to say it. I can't think of what it's called. Those.
Mixed media.
No. I don't know, the things that you set up where you do something, it has an action, it causes the next action, and it does this whole like line of things to
Mousetrap?
Yeah, that kind of thing. But I'm saying there's a name for it though.
Arun Goldberg.
Chain
Yeah,
reaction.
yeah.
What'd you say?
Isn't it Arun Goldberg?
Yeah.
Or something?
But we should figure out how to take that and put it with the whole crazy straw thing. So as you're sucking it and it's hitting different levels of the straw, it triggers something to happen.
Like what?
Like what?
I don't know.
Like,
As far as I got, I don't know.
like sparklers and like,
No, that's
how
the
many
end.
steps does this? How many
That's-
steps is this going to take?
That's the end when it finally reaches your mouth. Sparklers go off. and
Flamethrowers.
confetti, and
confetti. Oh, okay.
Confetti.
wow, we went way too far on that one.
It
Could
releases-
you imagine using one of those straws on like Applebee's? And then like the confetti flamethrower, light up, straw, goes crazy right in the middle.
After this podcast, the four of us are going to the bar. And we're going to get some straws.
We got to build a straw first.
First of all, we have to sit at least 3 seats apart from each other.
You know what? I used to, I used to, when I was a kid, take straws and like shove them together so it made the longer straw.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember being at the bowling alley and being able to like set my drink on the ground and drink out of it because I
There
had
you
put
go.
so many straws together.
There you go. Hey man, no, you're scoping out your partner. You can't take breaks to look down at your drink. You're just, it's down there. You're just like,
Yeah, you just keep
Like,
dancing around it all
I'm
night.
eyeballing you.
You just put it in the middle of the
Just
dance floor.
dancing
and
around it.
Yeah, you're doing a protective dance. But as you're going around, you can really get a good view of the room. It's 360. Like,
Oh my God. Okay, you're going to have to do that next time.
with a red on. Definitely. It's got to be a red on.
It's a bold red.
That's a red moment.
Yeah, 'cause nobody.
I don't want to talk to anyone if I'm doing that.
I don't think anybody's going to want to.
You're fucked up.
But
if
I
you
think
wanna
if you're
talk
doing
to
that,
me
that's
when
gonna-
I'm doing that. Like,
I think if you're doing that, that's going to arouse some attention.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you might be forced to talk
not
to
the
some
kind of attention I want. Like,
Well, some attention's coming your way.
I'm sure of it. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they let me stay.
I don't know who would.
Oh man. This is probably one of our best derails ever.
Hey man,
we have some interesting derails, but this one is great.
if I'm around, tangents will be had.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're notorious for it.
Tangents will be had.
Talk about
Yeah.
some clouds. Clouds are cool.
Clouds. Did I hear clouds or clowns?
Clouds.
Oh,
Clowns are cool. Clowns
now,
are cool
now
too.
you brought up clowns.
Clowns
now we
are
gotta
cool.
talk about
I'm not a
clowns
fan of
and-
clowns.
Sometimes clowns are scary to some people.
They're always scary to me.
Did you
And
see the?
You don't know what's happening.
I was
under there.
watching a show on Netflix, and I think it was a show on Animal Planet, and they have this guy on there whose actual name is Krusty. You,
Oh,
see
wow.
you see this guy, and it's like real life Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Big old clown mouth, and when he smiles, it is frighteningly terrifying.
Wow.
I believe that. I will not watch
Uh-huh.
that episode.
Well, speaking of clowns, did you hear about their remaking It?
No.
Pennywise.
Oh, really?
No.
They're bringing it. It's going to be 2 movies, the childhood and then when they come back to fight him. 2 separate movies, but they're redoing it.
Interesting.
Well then.
They're going to fuck it up.
Yeah. I don't know why they're even bothering.
I don't even care about all the movies coming out.
Yeah.
2015 is going to be all 2015, 16, 17. It's all DC universe, man.
Yeah?
That's all I'm caring about. Marvel's had their time to shine.
Really? Do you think the DC is going to...
Of course.
Really?
Are you a Marvel fan?
Well, I'm not really either. I've been enjoying these Marvel films though, but like,
Which one did you more so identify with though?
Guardians?
Was that? That's Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
So
probably.
Marvel. There you go.
But I don't know. Just watching their progression and stuff, it seems like they're having to change all the actors again, and it just seems like they just can't hold it together.
Yes and no. They got to remake the Hulk, but the Batman was that was a completely different storyline.
Right.
Completely different author.
Yeah.
Completely different everything. So now they're gonna have to get a character to play Batman, Bruce Wayne, to really kind of go along with that line. I've always been a more DC fan.
Yeah.
Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash. What's up? His live movie's coming out like 2016, I think.
What do you think of the TV show they have out for Flash?
Awesome.
You like it?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cheesy for me. A little too cheesy for me.
What?
Yeah.
What channel is this on?
CW.
Yeah.
I haven't
Same
seen it.
people who made Smallville.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever watch that?
I saw a few episodes.
Hated
yeah.
Smallville.
Well, see, to me,
Flash is awesome. It's amazing that kind of CGI is coming out on TV.
right, that's true. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
But to me, it feels kind of like Smallville. It seems like it's almost kind of like catered more towards the teen crowd, and that's what they're going
It's the
for.
CW.
Well, that's true.
We're talking
yeah.
about Seventh Heaven,
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, I mean, look at
But-
the shows that they put out.
But Gotham is a great show. That one's killer.
Now that one, yeah. Big bad
seen
penguin.
Right?
I haven't seen that either.
You haven't seen Gotham?
What channel is that on?
Fox.
Yeah.
Do you have channels?
I've got 2.
Do you even know what TV is?
It's been a while.
I don't even really
That's
like
right.
to watch TV except it's like superheroes and then like science.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Discovery and History Channel or superhero shows. Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't watch a whole lot of TV either. I mean, I stream everything, but I'm more of a movie guy. I love movies.
Well, even streaming, still puts you into that zombie.
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah.
Flatlined
Yeah.
kind of haze.
Yeah, just staring at the flashy pictures.
You
But
gotta
still-
stop doing that.
Do you know what I thought of this morning? It's been cracking me up all day, so then I had to watch the video while I was waiting for you to pick me up.
What?
Family Guy, the bird is the word.
Oh God.
I know.
Have you seen the video of the real Peter Griffin?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
He sounds just like him too.
Exactly like him. But then, if you I don't know if you watched like the extended video where he talks in
Don't
a
talk about-
Yeah,
normal voice.
yeah. Well, because it also showed him doing other voices too, and he was just nailing those too. He was doing a lot of good ones. Like, yeah. Some people can just.
I hope he comes out to the Comic-Con that's coming back through here.
Oh,
They announced there's Tokyo and Tulsa, which happens every year.
Right.
But I think Wizard World's coming back. That's gonna be great.
Interesting. Yeah, I've gone to the Tokyo and Tulsa or whatever it is. I've gone to that once. It was interesting. Not really my cup of tea, but
Are you not an anime nerd?
no.
What?
Never got into it.
But
I'm only getting it-
superheroes.
Well, just because all these movies coming out, I've been enjoying them, but I'm not like
Never
a huge,
watched any of these superhero cartoons when you were a kid?
when I was a kid.
Never watched any like anime
And I mean-
cartoons when you were a kid?
Not the anime.
Like-
I never got into anime either.
Like
Really.
Dragon Ball Z
I never got into
or
that.
like whatever any of the other ones.
I mean, I even collected comics when I was young, but it's been a long ass time since I did
see.
that.
I'm a freaking nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Love it.
Love some Star Wars and Star Trek and tons of anime shows. I've already decided, going to this year's anime, but what am I going to go as? What am I gonna go as? It's the only real way to go to one of those conventions is really like embrace it.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know, but whatever you go as, make sure your drink's on the ground.
Yes. Yes.
And you have all the straws so you can.
I'll bring it with a
manipulate
little roll around. My extra long straw all the way down. I see you going as Sailor Jupiter.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, now I have to Google that because I don't
Sailor
know.
Jupiter. Telling you, man, I'm a nerd. I will name
Check it
drop.
out.
I will name drop it.
All right, Sailor
Name drop
Jupiter.
it.
I'm gonna write that down so I remember.
You should. You can look it up right now. Power of the internet at your fingertips.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just holding it.
The world in your hand.
Well, you mentioned Star Wars. How do you feel about the upcoming?
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic, because Disney has so much money. They have their own damn printing press.
Yeah.
They make their own money. That's how much money that they have.
Right.
So, I mean, you can just kind of rationalize that into, CGI and cinematography and costume design and all that, robotics and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, and I like too the fact that from what I've read is they're trying to go back to the old school way, get a little away from CG and go more into puppets and animatronics and stuff like that again for these films.
I read an article that basically everything that George Lucas suggested them, they just rejected outright everything. Just nope, we don't want your help on this one. Sorry. No.
Did you see the ones you just put out? Come on, no, we got this.
We bought your company for a reason. We didn't buy your company so you could kind of give us pointers. So,
Right.
thanks, but we'll handle this from here.
That'd be interesting. I'm really interested to
Did
see
you
what-
look up Sailor Jupiter?
Yeah, but I didn't want to interrupt your conversation.
How's she look?
I don't get to take it as a compliment.
See, this is
that
where
a
this
number
is
4?
where the webcam comes into
Quad.
play.
Right, yeah.
This is where
I
the
know.
webcam comes into play because you display an
Is that
image.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
That's a 4, actually.
Is
what?
she the?
She's
What
in
does
front of
she
a
have
4.
to do with a 4
She's number 4 in the line.
in line?
Yeah. It's like a squad of 5.
Did they just pick random planets?
I don't
and,
remember. I
are
don't,
they all-
I don't remember. Yeah, they're
She's
they're like,
I thought you knew this. Come on.
I don't know. Did you ever watch Captain Planet when you were a kid?
Oh god,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, you remember how when the 5 rings would unite, they would create Captain Planet?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, it's kind of same principle. There's a moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and
Saturn?
Saturn, I think. I think Saturn.
And then fuck off for the other planets.
Yeah.
They weren't good enough. No, they didn't make the cut. They didn't have enough show.
Well,
Fuck off for the other planet.
That's
I
right.
just feel bad for them.
Hey, man. Sometimes you just don't make the cut in the audition room.
Does it take
That's true.
place on
That's very
Earth?
true.
It'd be really weird if they had a Sailor Uranus.
I know. I was just thinking that.
That's a costume I would wear.
Uranus. Fuck off.
A Sailor Uranus.
Sailor Uranus.
Yeah, say that a few times. And now picture the children's action figure toy.
Oh, I'm picturing it.
Oh Jesus.
Or a Sailor Pluto. Nobody likes Pluto.
I think
It's just not
Sailor
canon.
Pluto's the socially awkward one that hangs out in the corner. Way far away from everybody else.
I feel like they could have at least added Neptune, right?
Yeah?
That one still has feminine quality if they're all these girl sailors, right?
Maybe as a boss mode. Super boss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Boss mode.
Their enemy
Yeah.
is Neptune. What about that?
Ooh. Yeah.
It's fierce.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't
That'll
really-
work. I like this.
I think we're
story.
kind of talking out of our
Alright.
ass on this one. We're a little out of our realm on. I don't
Yeah, I
know. So
don't
we're just
know
like,
much about
okay.
Well, we know the names of the planets. We've established that. That's about it.
That's
What?
Sailor Moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I see. I did kind of used to watch that show.
Yeah.
I remember it.
It's an old show, like 94, 95. Yeah. An old
I
show.
didn't know it was that old.
Did you guys watch any about, a little bit off topic, did you guys watch any of the videos about what was displayed at NAMM this year?
Uh-uh.
Oh, man. You guys definitely should do that. Definitely do some commentary on some of the
Yeah, that's
some of
true.
the products that are being released this year, like Moog.
Oh, no, I
Moog
did see
is,
that one.
Or Moog. I don't know how you say their
I
name.
think it's Moog, but
They're re-releasing their modular synth setup, their
Yeah.
original 1970s Big Daddy monster.
That's the one I
modular
actually
synth.
watched, yeah.
And it's like, they said on the video originally that thing went for like $150,000 back in the 70s.
damn.
Today, like 55, and then like the 35 goes for like $27,000, something
Yeah.
like that. And then they have like a little case one. I can't remember what it was called. That one's going for like $10,000.
Damn.
There's a lot of awesome stuff coming out this year. A lot of modular stuff.
Yeah.
Euro racks. A lot of really cool Euro racks coming out.
Oh, okay.
Like forget who the company was. The name of the product's called a Phenol. They were a Kickstarter winner at the award show this year.
Huh.
And man, this is a tiny little foot and a half long by like 10-inch wide little portable Euro rack modular synth.
Huh.
It is awesome. Basically designed for, if you're at home, if you have a whole wall of modules,
Yeah.
you want to be able to perform for people. Shoot. You need an entire day to break down and set back up, and then do your show. So this gives you a lot of your functionality and your performance creativity in a portable device.
Huh. That's really fascinating.
Had a friend who was actually down there this year at the conference. He was asked to come down there and DJ.
Rufus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We had him on right before he left, actually.
Oh,
Talk
yeah?
about it, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. He I watched a lot of his videos. He was down there
Yeah.
playing for Qbert and everything. Qbert was
know.
like, "Man, boy's fresh." Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
That's pretty cool.
He told me, he's like, dude, he came over to the house when he came back. He's like, man, I got so many contacts. Ran out of business cards. I had so many DJs just run up, and famous producers run up, come and tell me, man, where's your contact information? We need to do something. We need to work together. I'm like,
That's awesome.
That's
That's really
awesome.
cool,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like, man, you get that opportunity given to you.
Uh-huh.
Do whatever you can to take it, because that's like a once in a lifetime kind of deal.
Yeah.
DJs are local DJs are like a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick them out of it. Close your eyes and pick them out of a hat. There's that many.
Throw a
of them.
rock, you'll hit.
Throw a
three.
rock with your eyes closed. You'll hit a DJ somewhere nowadays. So
I mean, it'd be really cool just to go to NAMM, but let alone play it. Jesus.
right. I've always said, you guys ever made it to the conference, the Winter Music Conference?
No, I want to go.
Yeah. That's the one thing I want to go to. Ultra would be really fun, right there at the end of it. But I really want to go for the conference and go listen to all the Q&As and the panel shows and hear about the new products being released, whatnot. Something that's really good, and that this something you go like for the style of music that you play. I don't know if you've seen it, but Rain coming out with a new mixer,
Really?
a rotary mixer.
Really?
Brand new reissue. Holy moly. This thing looks bad.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Big, meaty knobs to turn, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks awesome. Really finely polished wood grain on the side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look into that.
What company was it?
Rain.
Rain? I feel like I've seen what you're talking about, but Yeah, the rotary mixers are weird looking with all the knobs.
That's like super old school.
Right.
That is super old school. Rotaries? Yeah. But when you're talking about for DJs who play like a lot of really long 7, 8, 9-minute house tracks, they want to look for those really long 2.5, 3-minute long mixes, you know, and these rotaries make for a nice smooth transition.
Yeah.
Plus they also give out really, really, really good sound.
Going back to music, though, you know, being a vinyl guy and getting into, you know, the new setup and stuff, was it hard to transition for you?
No. Well, I think as a DJ, you should be able to get on and play any format.
Right.
Kind of pisses me off, all these like little newbie kids nowadays. If you ever want to see something funny, tell them to mix 2 tracks on vinyl.
Right.
Because all of them are playing on this controller and that controller, and they got this waveform and that waveform in front of them, or this sync button. That unnerves me to no end. And I get syncing when you need to sync something in a live set kind of setting. Like you're syncing like a drum pattern that you just looped up or something, you know, to a synth pattern that you're live doing.
Yeah.
That sense, I do get it. But when you're using a feature as a crutch, you know, I kind of have an issue with that.
Yeah.
So, to me, it was no issue at all because, like I said, I played on CDJs and other people's controllers because, I don't know, you know, to me, there's no difference.
Right.
It's 2 tracks.
I mean, the basics are the same.
It's 2 platters. It's 2 faders. It's a high, mid, and a low on each. Fast, slow, pitch bend. It's all the same. It's all the same. But at the same time, you know, I learned on vinyl.
Right.
So that's the biggest point right there is I learned how to mix by ear and not by sight. And that's the thing a lot of these kids nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
This is, you know, like we were saying earlier, you know, you can close your eyes and throw a rock and hit a DJ nowadays.
Yep.
Well, you know, that's very true because of how affordable, you know, a setup is when you're not having to buy turntables, a mixer, needles, and then vinyls too. You know, that adds up real quick. You know, you can get everything all in one setup and then just, you know, torrent all your music.
Yep.
Anybody's a DJ.
Yep.
What got you into vinyl in the first place? Was that just you naturally getting into this type of music? Or?
Again, you know, that was the only thing that was available.
That was all that was around.
I mean,
Yeah,
but CDJs were around. But they were just like the 800s, and they were still like ridiculously expensive.
Did you go to like a show and saw it, or just it was around you growing up, or?
Well, I guess like the question is, what got you into electronic music? Have you always been into it? Has that been your thing?
Yeah.
Or?
What made you want to be a DJ?
I've always been into electronic music. My aunt I used to hang out with. You know, we have somewhere between a 14 and 20 year difference in between each other, and you know, we when I was like 5, 6, 7, we used to roll around town and just blast like the old school techno, you know, like the Who Killed JFK and James Brown is Dead and the old old Roadkill albums, you know, from the old Mohawk music when Mohawk was open. Yeah, all that, all those old jams, the old Acid House and whatnot.
Thought of those songs in a long time.
Right. You know, we used to blast those all the time, you know, and my aunt got me this little program when I was 10, something like that. It was a kids program, so, you know, it was called Techno EJ. Basically a kids version of, say, Fruity Loops.
Oh, okay.
Or Pro Tools. One of those two. Same thing. You layer up loops or stabs, samples, and create a track. Of course, I didn't really know what I was doing back then, you know, and it was fun there for a while, but I just didn't hold on to it. But then when I was 17, I went to my first show, and, you know, saw an actual, DJ in action at a big time party, and just, right then and there, it clicked.
Yeah.
Right on.
You know,
Who was it? Do you know?
Do you remember?
Rough CZ. No, wait, not Rough CZ. Yeah, Rough CZ and MC Islam.
Huh.
That was a couple of drum and bass. Rough CZ the General. That's what it is. Rough CZ the General and MC Israel. Yeah, like reggae MC and drum and bass guy.
Yeah.
Awesome show.
Huh.
Awesome show.
Where was that?
It was at Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge. It was in Arkansas, in between Fayetteville and Eureka Springs.
Okay.
It was really cool. There was deer walking through the party. Yeah. If you got there like the day before, you could go on a tour of the facility, and they got like tigers and lions and zebras and bears and bison and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
They had like this big, if you weren't a dog person, scary kind of wolf dog creature walking through everybody's campsite. I mean, I went and stood up next to it, and its back was at my hip.
Damn.
Big. Massive. Beautiful property. Beautiful property. I mean, I don't know if you know how that little northwest corner of Arkansas is. It's all, kind of mountainous and big,
really
wide open valleys and pine trees and rolling hills and all kinds of stuff. And that's pretty much right smack dab where we were, right there in the middle of all the rolling hills and everything.
That's really cool.
Did they play any jungle for the animals?
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Make 'em
Same
feel
set
like,
with
huh,
that
well
with the
done.
MC
Yeah.
Islam. Same set. So, jungle and drum and bass.
Right on.
It's one thing you don't hear very much anymore.
Yeah.
You don't hear jungle played too much anymore.
No.
It's a genre that 100% died. You know how it goes. Genres do that revolving door.
Oh yeah.
They got their time frame when they're popular, and then they kind of nosedive.
Yeah.
And then something else comes along the line to take its place, and then they nosedive. Something else comes along, and so forth, and then eventually, the circle comes back around. Take for example the resurgence of disco.
Right. That's very true.
Only took 30 years. Only took 30 years to come back around, but hey, it came back around. Or the resurgence of deep house.
Yeah.
That only took 10, 20 years,
Yeah.
something like that.
And drum and bass has even been one of those things that kind of died off for a little bit, but it seems like there's a lot of people trying to push it back up.
It's come back with now that some producers have started infusing certain aspects of dubstep and whatnot with those kind of gnarly, aggressive sounding bass lines. Those two have kind of mashed together.
Yeah.
So you get a bunch of really fun creativity coming out of that. One genre that is on its way back up is breakbeats.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read a blog featuring 3 breaks tracks that show, hey, there's still people out here that love this genre, and there's still producers out there that are really thinking outside the box and going, thinking outside of that standard 2-beat break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Utterly blew my mind.
Huh.
I wish I could remember the names of them so we could reference them, but
Right.
blew my mind. That is a genre that is on its way back up.
Interesting.
So I had a friend, what was it, 2 years ago, ask me, what do you think is going to be the next genre, the number one? Kind of like how 3 years dubstep was it,
Yeah.
and then trap, festival anthem, trap electro
Yeah.
kind of is, and I said, disco, man, new disco. That's going to be it. And they're like, really? I'm like, well, take a look at Daft Punk's newest album.
Yeah.
Everybody, I know a ton of people that were not happy with it. Ton of people.
I loved it.
Personally, yeah, I was floored by it. I
Yeah.
love every track on that album. But a lot of people were looking for something that kind of sounded more like Discovery,
Right.
But, again, revolving door. Disco's hit its time frame when it is coming back.
Yep.
So I think probably start hearing on the radio a lot more funk, a lot more disco-y themed popular music.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Which in turn will cause that to go sky high in popularity, but then another genre will come back up and kind of take its place
Right.
as the up-and-comer.
Yeah, I could see that. There's been a lot more even just people outplaying, new disco and even the old stuff, whatnot.
Well, that's why I love it, man. I love that 80s electro sound.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of new disco kind of sounds like. That really
Yeah.
kind of, forget what some of the old ancient bass machines were that produced that kind of,
Oh.
gnarly synth
Yeah.
pattern. But, organic kind of sound.
Yeah.
With a lot of the house and electro and some of the electronic music, you're hearing it at a show or you're hearing a DJ play and you close your eyes, it was produced off of a computer.
Yeah.
It's very linear, it's following a time clock, etc., etc. With new disco, what really attracts me to it is the organic feel that it has. You close your eyes listening to it, and you'd be, confused if it wasn't a band playing it. You could easily, some of the drum patterns, some of the bass lines that are being played, the sounds that are being created, it very well could be made by a band. It very well could be a live show going on.
Yeah.
And that's what really attracts me to it.
It's something I never really thought about, getting in, with the electronic music and whatnot. It is, all digital and all that kind of stuff. And there is, I'm just trying to think of how to say it, like without it being produced by a band, without being performed by a band, the kind of feeling that it has, the artificialness and how it affects people when they're listening to it.
You totally notice it after a while of listening. It's like, this one's just so surgically done.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything sounds planted in place. Nothing sounds like it really has any kind of expression.
But I also
to
feel like just changing the fact of having swing on your drums or not can totally go from being robotic to human.
Or movement on the cymbal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about the new disco genre that's coming out, is they're really focusing on like the movement of the sound and how it really kind of sounds like it's being played by a real instrument and vibrations transferring over the surface plane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And there's still some great producers out there that can take that, artificial digital sound and still breathe life into it. But I mean,
they're few and far between anymore nowadays. Everybody's kind of just trying to get paid. The festival mindset. It's we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I'd love to see everybody. I'd love to see it go back to the club atmosphere, the smaller, more intimate shows, and get these DJs off of this like Cloud 9 magic carpet ride that they were riding on with these freaking $100,000, $85,000 tickets.
Yeah.
That's their bill. You want them to come out? $70,000.
Yeah.
Want this person to come out? $45,000. And this is what they're getting paid from festivals. When these festivals are raking in like $1 million, $1.5 million, $1.7 million off of ticket sales.
Yeah.
And that in turn drives these producers and DJs to not really make music because, in the electronic world, for sure, you don't make money off of making music. You maybe get a check for $90, $100, maybe $120, $200 if you're lucky, and all your money is basically coming from your shows and from your merch sales. What was that? I was reading an article. I remember there was a comment that somebody put up. Somebody made it into the top 10 on Beatport of some chart by only having 96 downloads. 96 downloads of their song got them into the top 10.
Whoa.
That's 96 people paid for that track. Now this person is in the top 10 of this genre. Think about that. Think about that. How misleading is that chart? What could be, should be good.
Yeah.
Only because a handful of people that could literally fit in this room right now decided, hey, that track's pretty good. So now this track's in the top 10. It's not like 100 people
Right.
really like this track. And you know, all those people that bought that track is all DJs.
Right.
All DJs that bought that track. Not to even listen to, but just to play somewhere. You know, like, oh, that sounds good. That's a good little bass line people might like. And then that's, you know, they'll hear it again maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times. And then that's pretty much all they'll ever think about it.
I wonder what chart that was on.
I don't know. I don't even remember. But it blew my mind. 96 downloads. That's all it took to get into the top 10.
How do you like going about finding your music right now?
It's a variety. You know, for a lot of the new disco, I stick with, Beatport and Track Source and SoundCloud and whatnot. SoundCloud for some of the newer producers that aren't, recognized by labels, that are just kind of putting out, bootlegs and mashups and re-edits and all that kind of jazz. You know, when we're talking about specifically kind of a disco sound, man, Late Night Tough Guy, man, he's really impressing me. He's got some great tracks out that are like super, super disco themed. Like, they are old disco tracks, and he really didn't venture away from that sound.
Yeah.
You know, it still has a lot of the horns and the funky little guitar rips and the complicated bass lines.
Huh. I'll have to check that out.
Mm-hmm. And that's where he got all his fame from, was all the re-edits of, like Michael Jackson 5 songs and Chic and all those old people from back then.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, and even going back to what you were saying of, the charts and stuff, like, the labels and a lot of other, people that have their big toes stuck in trying to make things popular, whatnot. I mean, you see a lot of the charts just flooded with that crap, because it's being controlled.
Look at what SoundCloud's doing. Look at what SoundCloud's doing. SoundCloud's pulling down mixes left and right.
Oh, yeah.
We've even had mixes pulled down from YouTube.
Because they violate some kind of copyright issue, And you get a lot of people who say, well, if you put a sample right here in the beginning, that shouldn't be an issue. If you put some white noise right there at the beginning,
right,
that won't be an issue. It's like, I must not be well versed enough in copyright laws, but I thought if you weren't making money off of something, I mean, even though you are using it as a self-promotion,
right,
you're still not profiting,
right,
from this specific object.
Right. And you would think that too, that like you're playing the songs, like you're helping promote those songs as well too. I mean, that should be like a part of a promotion for them.
I also thought that once you purchase the track, don't you retain ownership over how it's used?
Private ownership.
Once you, but again, you're not distributing it for profit. So that's where I run into the kind of the issue with SoundCloud and pulling all the mixes and whatnot. 'Cause it's like, we're not selling this as a product. This is just something to listen to for free.
Yeah.
For free. Mm-hmm. We're not marketing anything.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And it's not like people can like, even if they downloaded your mix, it's not like they just have all those tracks now. You know what I mean? They just have your mix.
Right. They have that culmination. If they wanted all those tracks and whatnot, they'd have to like go through that and cut them all out. But how I mix...
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. You're going to get like, some tracks you're going to get like maybe 45 seconds. Some tracks you're going to get maybe, 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? I'm all over the place with how some certain tracks sound.
Yeah.
I actually just got a new mix back up onto SoundCloud, and I was pleasantly surprised that they didn't take it down.
Yeah.
So I ended up just moving over to Mixcloud.
Yeah.
Mixcloud, they sell themselves as like the podcast website.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unlimited uploads.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay. You can pay for like Pro to
get all the specs and insights
exactly
and
get
stuff.
Get the stats on your show. See who's listening, where.
Yeah.
What parts of the world.
And that's what YouTube does for us as well too, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's one thing that I'm actually looking into getting to doing here in Tulsa. I've been watching a lot of Boiler Room and a lot of Mix Mag TV and a lot of DJ Mag TV and all those deals where they have DJs come into their studio or they're at a live club or show kind of setting and they broadcast the music for the night.
Yeah,
I've actually been really looking into doing that,
That'd
and
be
it's
really cool.
and I know it wouldn't be for really anything except for just kind of self promotion of Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. But we need it.
Or the surrounding areas, because I'd want to include, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Fayetteville, Little Rock, Springfield, Joplin, Kansas City, St. Louis, everybody right here in basically in the Midwest little area.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
And that's one thing that I like about YouTube is they allow everybody now to basically broadcast live.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen that. I haven't looked into it, but I just noticed that the other day. I was like, this is weird.
Mm-hmm. That's something new that they added for everybody. It used to be that they just kind of offered that out to somebody specific.
Right.
Like the Olympics or X Games or some big promotion kind of event.
Yeah.
But now it's like anybody can kind of create their own live broadcast YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because what's the only other option?
Like a Ustream and...
Ustream,
Yeah.
And that's cool. It's cool. It's getting there. It doesn't have the popularity.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It does not have the popularity like YouTube does.
Yeah.
Like the daily traffic.
Yeah. That's very, very true. And I guess it's a pretty natural progression for YouTube to get in there. I don't know why it took them that long, with other, companies out there like Ustream and whatnot trying to do that. That's a whole market right up their alley.
All it takes is revenue loss.
Yeah.
All it takes is revenue loss to generate something that they already knew that they could have done but chose not to.
Yeah. Well, and what's weird too is, like when we upload our mixes, when it's uploading, it scans through it and, you've got all the songs, if it knows it, it'll, list it and whatnot and, report it back to the record labels and they have the chance of pulling it off, which they've done to some of ours. But I wonder how it would work if you were doing a live showing and you're doing DJ stuff. How that copyright stuff is going to go on YouTube. It's not like they can stop it while you're doing it live, right?
Right, yeah.
It might be for like the video, like if you save the video and you have it up on your channel.
Okay, there.
And do you profit from viewers on a stream if it's all original content?
Well, here's the thing. The way Mixmag, I was watching a show that Mixmag had, and they had a K Tronada doing some show in a live setting. Well, they only had like 28 minutes of his hour-and-a-half long show up for view, basically the last half hour. And the reason why is because the record label that he was releasing his tracks through didn't approve of those tracks being out for YouTube video because it could just be sampled and turned into a pirated track.
Right.
We're talking about tracks that haven't been released yet.
Yeah.
So in that sense, if we're talking about tracks that haven't been released yet, you'd have to have permissions and licensing and all kinds of stuff, and then even again, I would think it would just like they did. We're talking about Mixmag, a internationally distributed publication.
Right.
The amount of pull that they have with record labels, is amazing. So in the end, I think it still goes down to the label's discretion, whether or not they want to be okay with the tracks being in a streamable format. I'm sure if you watch the show live, you saw and listened to all the tracks.
Yeah.
But in the streaming, kind of like watch it over and over and over again.
The video log of it.
Exactly.
Like,
that's the part. That's the part where they would come in, I think, and censor it.
Right. But yeah, no, I mean, you can monetize anything that has original content.
Okay.
Yeah. But like the mixes we put up or anything, like you could not monetize that. They would.
Oh no, I know that.
Yeah.
Well, even for like this setting, if you were to broadcast this show right now on YouTube,
Right.
with the mix attached to it. Who's ever watching it live won't have any interruptions. It's what would come after once it's a permanent upload onto YouTube servers.
Yeah. Then they would scan it.
Exactly.
So if you're DJing a show and that's streaming live, you have 100,000 viewers watching live. Do you profit off of the viewership there?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No. Okay. I mean, I guess you can if you offer like a paid membership to like a broadcast, like a company that's what they specialize in. They go out to these shows of every genre, and just set up cameras and broadcasting equipment and just broadcast everybody, so that way you could kind of like an old MTV, but of just concerts.
Yeah.
That would be what it would have to be, where if you would profit, you'd have to have a paid membership where you'd sign in and you'd have an account and everything. But like in this format, you just sign into YouTube and just like click on the channel and just play.
Right. And I even haven't really got into the monetization of the YouTube stuff. Like, I mean, I know like that's the use of commercials, and it depends on how many viewers you have for each video and stuff like that. And I just didn't want commercials on our shit, so I never even tried to look into that. But what he was saying though, if it is based on like how many hits you're getting off of a video, if you're streaming it live, can you monetize that and get it based on the hits of people watching it, even though you're doing something that shouldn't be monetized?
That's something that'd
be weird.
I don't know about. I mean, I'm not too savvy with YouTube people making money off of their videos on YouTube. I'm just still like, how?
That's the thing.
How?
Yeah.
It's a free video. Anybody can Google this. Be like, hey, here's this idiot, doing something. And then you later find out like that idiot is like raking in cash from like advertisements and merch from this stupid video. Like The Bed Intruder.
The Bed Intruder?
Do you remember that one? Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
Antoine Dodson. Dude, that guy is... You don't remember that? It's a news story from in Tennessee. I think a little urban area outside of Memphis. Some guy hopped up on a second floor of this... it's like a walkway. It's like a overhang of this door. Hopped up in it, hopped through a window of this girl's room and got in bed with her. Basically tried to rape her. And then this guy's name is Antoine Dodson. It's her brother come running in. He takes off running out the window. When the news comes by and they're doing a whole big story over it.
Yeah, the news thing is where it was at.
And he sells it, man. He sells that story. I mean, I have a shirt.
Really?
That was given to me that I guarantee was purchased at Hot Topic. That's got a picture of his face that says, hide your kids, hide your wife, because they raping everybody out here. And on the news story, he said it like that. Yeah. He said, hide your kids, hide your wife. He said it kind of singing.
Yeah,
And, a couple of college students basically heard this news story on YouTube or somewhere. And they took that thing and ran with it. Man, they hooked that little sample up into an auto tuner.
Oh God.
And turned it into a song, which spawned, I couldn't even tell you how many remixes and music videos and parodies. And this guy is famous now for that news story.
It's like
he is totally raking in so much money.
You totally know this song.
Me?
You have to.
Yeah.
Maybe if I heard it.
It's like a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's sounding familiar.
It was like one of those news reports, like the "Ain't No One Got Time for It" kind of thing. Yeah. That just kind of hit and took off.
How did the song go? It's like, you don't have to come and expect.
No,
we're looking for you.
Yeah.
We don't find you. We gon' find you. You don't remember it at all.
Mm-mm.
I remember on the news video, he was all like, so you can run and tell that. And he all did the snap motion.
Right.
We're going to have to look this up after. Yeah.
He was a character.
He was.
Yeah.
But he is bankrolling that character.
Yeah.
Might as well.
T-shirts, stickers, hats.
How long ago was this?
Just like 2 or 3 years ago. I think.
No.
Was it not?
Probably 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 or 5.
Okay.
Because I was playing a remix of it at this weekly that I had back when Crystal Pistol was still open.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was a Wicked the Instigator remix of it. It's an awesome song. It's an awesome song.
Yeah, but being able to make money off YouTube, you just get everybody out there trying to make videos and trying to, make money or trying to get popular off of it, and you get some really crap videos.
You get some really awesome crap videos.
You get
too.
some awesome ones too, though. Yeah.
I like a shitty video that's good. If it's the good kind of bad, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
You have a way with words.
Yeah. You have a knack for finding those.
Yeah.
See, I'm always looking at product coming out or watching the shows for the DJs on YouTube. It's either new product or DJ shows. That's what I don't really look up a whole lot of the stupid funny videos unless it pops up in like the recommended. Hey,
Yeah.
check this out. It's pretty funny.
I'm really bad about going to the, watching a video, then going to the next one, and then the next one, and just going down that YouTube spiral till you're watching some video that you can't believe you're watching and going, what the fuck happened to my life?
That's how I found out about a lot of.
I don't do that.
That's how I found out about a lot of product. That has come out as far as like in the production world. Like if I had $4,000 to just blow on anything, musical instrument wise. It would totally be an Electron setup. It's like $4,000. Each little box is $1,000 or right around that.
Damn.
For each, and they're drum machine, synthesizer kind of combo. They all sync up and work together.
Oh.
Man, the sound that they put out blows my mind. Blows my mind for this little box right here.
And you said it was by Electron?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's look at that too.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a monotribe, an analog for a mono machine, and I can't remember the other one. But yeah, it's their little 4-piece setup, and I was actually what we were talking about, with watching the NAMM videos.
Yeah.
They came out with a new kind of program called Rejacked or Relooped or something like that ties in analog machines with DAWs.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So you can live loop from your analogs directly into. Right now, they have it set up for is Ableton.
Right.
But yeah, pretty nifty.
That is really cool.
Ties them all right in.
No. Okay, so speaking of DAWs,
Right.
I'm hearing rumors that the new Logic is reworked so it's super user friendly and supposed to be the sweetest thing ever.
Really?
Have you guys heard about this?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
I was hoping you guys had.
I haven't
I use
spent a whole lot of time on it.
Ableton pretty much exclusively. If I had my choice, I'd probably, once I get a little bit more comfortable with it, I'll probably end up switching over to Reason.
Yeah.
For the simple fact of, I like it teaches you what hardware plugs in and patches into each other.
Right.
For say if you get into a legitimate studio.
Yeah.
Not some just home bedroom kind of setup. No, like a real studio with like a real hardware racks and whatnot.
Yeah.
If you ever get the chance to do that, you're not gonna just be like confused with your thumb up your butt.
Yeah.
Not know what to do.
Plus, the nice thing in Reason is you can look at the back of the racks a lot easier.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. When you're patching, and in Reason, when you're patching everything together,
Yeah.
you can go back to that other mode and see which racks are plugged in and patched in with each other.
And I've seen some people that are just awesome at, wiring all that stuff that have done some really complicated wiring schemes, and you're just like, fuck. Like, damn it.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen that new little thing called I think it's called Tiny Bits or
Little Bits.
Little
Bits.
Yeah. Those are pretty sweet. Have you played with them?
Yeah. No, they're pretty neat. They're like a pocket-sized modular setup.
Yeah, they're modular since that magnetized together.
Yeah, they powered by a little 9-volt battery.
Weird.
They are so cool. You get a little sequencer with it.
Uh-huh.
You get a little keyboard with it too.
Weird.
You get a couple of oscillators and LFO. Yeah, you get everything.
They
Wow.
have a bunch of different kits, and they're just really cute, just bare bones kind of setup. And they just if you don't like your chain that you have, you mix it up and magnetize it together.
Unplug,
different.
replug. Yeah, switch out certain components.
Super cool.
Do you like Reggie Watts? You ever heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
Look up when you get a chance. Look up on YouTube Reggie Watts Little Bits presentation, dude. He does a whole little 30-minute concert, basically, all with little bits.
Huh.
Two little the full setup, but two little bits, parts, and he does his little song, sing, and comedy and re-loop and everything with it.
Interesting.
Pretty fun, pretty awesome.
Got a lot of stuff to YouTube after this.
You do.
I know.
I'm gonna see that.
Well, hopefully you won't be busy at work.
She's only got one
Right.
thing.
I really only need to see one thing.
Right.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you need to see.
That's
Ever
it.
again.
No, your life will be complete.
Yeah.
once you see this
I
video.
feel good about that.
Watch both. No, you have to watch both. You have to hear the auto-tune song
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just watch that. Forget about seeing 3-inch rockets. That's all I know.
God. We're back to the 3-inch rockets again.
It's over.
Goodness.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and end this. So, where can anybody find your stuff online? Like, what sites are you on?
I got a couple mixes on SoundCloud, and
Okay.
for the most part, I put all my mixes up on Mixcloud, just because there's no restrictions on time and
Right.
how much data you can upload onto their site. For both of them, it's just Mixcloud or SoundCloud.com/Kudos DJ, and that's DEEJAY.
Okay.
So
Cool. I'll link those. And shows coming up. You're starting that new monthly in March.
yes, March 6th.
Okay.
Starts at 6:30 p.m. Go till 1:45 a.m. next day. So
And then the first Saturday of every month
at Circus.
at Circus.
Then I have another thing that I do at the Yeti.
Okay.
It's hard to get something really planned there, because Jonathan gets so booked up so far in advance. And so I do this little thing called HIP. That's the name of the night, HIP.
Okay.
And it's an acronym. It stands for Hipster Indie Party.
Okay.
What more hipster thing than have a night that's an acronym?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Right? Okay. So, it's pretty open format, too. I play anything from 90s hip-hop to reggae, down-tempo, chill out,
Okay.
disco, breaks, drum and bass, dubstep, anything. Next show is going to be March 20th. It's the Friday of spring break. So hopefully we end up getting a good show out for that. And I've got Eli Stevens coming out.
Yeah, cool.
And I've also got Alan Doyle.
Okay.
Do you know who Alan is?
Yeah.
The local hip-hop guy?
Yeah.
Like, how cool would that be to do a show, a couple DJs and then a live
Yeah, that would be really cool.
hip-hop act right
Yeah.
there in the
Uh-huh.
middle, Plus, he brings out his own crowd base, too.
Right.
So, I think that's going to shape up to be a really eclectic evening.
That'd be really cool. Mm-hmm. And that's March, you said 20th?
That's going to be March 20th.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
from 9-ish to 2-ish. That's literally what I put on the flyer. 9-ish to 2-ish.
Nice.
And I'll start sometime, and we'll finish around then.
All right. Sounds cool. Well, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you guys for
Really
having me. I had a
appreciate
good
this, yeah.
time.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool.